Hi, good afternoon, happy Saturday. Well, for a change, it's not sunny, but it's not cold, as you can see. I'm wearing one of the dresses that I discovered, top of the wardrobe. Never brought them out last year, and I put them away. They were all a little bit on the tight side, but of course, having lost weight, brought them all out. Whole new wardrobe, yay! I'll start off with life events. I went to the dentist yesterday. Oh, gee whiz, I've had some injections in my life. I've had massive injections in my spine, in my hip, everywhere. She stuck one in my jaw. I have never been in so much pain. I'm not a wimp. I don't yell, shout, scream. I nearly screamed the place down. Oh, she did not hurt me. Right in the jaw, like, oh. She's done the filling, you know, but it's rubbing a bit. I'm catching on my tongue. I'm getting a bit of an ulcer. But I've got to go back out on Monday to get the 3 front teeth. They're breaking up. I said to her, you don't have to do any more of them injections, do you? Otherwise I'm not coming. She said, oh no, they'll be fine. I mean, I've been to dentists in the past and I've had injections in the past. And yeah, they've made me wince. I'm not saying they're pain-free. They do make you go, ooh. But that, oh my Lord above. I kept saying to her, will you stop, will you stop? I said, you hurt it. I must have yelled the blinking dentist down, which is not me at all. I am not a wimp. Yeah. Anyway, for those of you who follow, you might have seen a little brief video. We went to Affinity on Thursday to the cafe instead of going to our normal cafe, which is getting a bit pants really. It's nice inside, don't get me wrong, lovely comfy seats and everything. But the menu is so limited. I wish they'd, you know, jazz it up a little bit. Anyway, we went to Affinity. We went to a place called Katie's, which I would thoroughly recommend if ever you come to Affinity, or Freeport as most people know it. But they laughed at me because, like, when I go to this normal cafe, I have a toasted sandwich, which is pretty naff, yeah. So what did I order when I went to Katie's? I ordered a toasted sandwich. And they're going, you're doing what? You're ordering a toasted sandwich after all what you said about being bored with them. But it was just like chalk and cheese, absolutely like chalk and cheese. It was freshly done, it was lovely, it was crispy, and it came with a salad and some crisp potato chips, you know, coleslaw, tomato, a bit of cucumber, bees and knees. And then after that, I had a Freddie Mercury. It was a piece of sponge cake, jam and cream sponge cake, with strawberry ice cream with a meringue on top. The only bit I will criticise is they use the squirty cream. I would have far rather had fresh cream, because to me squirty cream is very, very sort of sugary, a bit sweet, yeah. Anyway, we had a good time. Sadly, a lot of the shops in Affinity seem to be closing, or closed. It could be a fantastic place, and I believe it was. I don't know whether COVID started its decline or what, but a lot of the shops have closed down. Very sad. Cheers. My niece phoned me the other day and we're trying to arrange the days when I can go back to Prestwich for a few days. I'm looking forward to that. If only to go to Bury and to go to Manchester where they've got proper shops. Oh my goodness me. I don't intend to spend a lot because, as you know, I'm trying to save, not spend. But anyway, what have I been up to craft-wise? I have finished after having to unpick it all and redo it all. I don't know, you can see it. I'm not sure. Oh, there you go. I'll go up a bit. I redid it all because it was too bunchy. If you remember my other video, it was frilly all around the bottom, so I had to unravel it all. Yes, I did unravel it all. Well, I think I left the centre. I did leave the centre circle. Yeah, I didn't unravel that bit, but all of this, all around here, has all been redone. Yeah. So now it fits like it should do. If you can see the bottom bit, no more frilling. It just fits properly down. It wants what do you call it? Blocking, because the bottom's just a little bit tight. But if I block that bit out, it'll stretch a little bit. It's just a little bit tight around the old, you know, rear end, yeah. But I think it's quite nice. I mean, I went into the Naked Sheep and she said, what did you do with all the yarn that you bought the other day? And I said to her, well, and I haven't taken a photograph, and of course she doesn't watch my videos, so she didn't know what I'd done. So I said to her, well, I'll show you when I come back. I'll come back here next week or whatever. Well, next time I go in to buy anything, I'll go. So I bought, guess who's going to do another one? Somebody had said to me, I'm surprised you didn't do it in purples, which, you know, hello, I've gone up in the world again. Let me come down in the world again, that's better. So I did, I bought purples. It's actually gone up a bit. She used to do 5 balls of this Pato for $5.50, but like she said, sadly everything's gone up, which I understand because it's gone up in most places, so she's not on her own. So the main colour will be the deep purple, which is what I thought I bought the last time, but it turned out I bought wine. But still, it makes it look okay, doesn't it? So that's my main colour, purple. And these are the other shades. Woo! Can you juggle, Janet? No! Those are the other shades I've bought. So, yeah, I've got a little bit of pink in there. It looks a bit lilac, doesn't it, on here, but it's actually pink. Quite a light pink. I don't mind pink with purple. I'm not a lover of pink, as you know, although I had a lovely pink top on the other day and everybody's going, oh, that really, really suits you. And I did actually like the top, although it was many moons old. I found about 4 or 5 tops in there that I put away because they were a bit on the tight side. But as a couple of them had been knitted by my mum, you know how I felt about throwing anything away or giving anything away that my mum had knitted for me. So they actually fit. A little bit snoggy, but I'm truthful, but they fit. Well, I went to Knit Club the other day and I'd taken a pattern with me. Then I realised I'd taken the wrong pattern. I'd taken a pattern that, when I come to look at it, I don't know why I'd picked that pattern. But it was like side to side, and I thought, not doing side to side. So I'm using some wool I got from Wool Warehouse. It's called Price Wise, and it's actually called Heather. You can't see it too well on camera, but it's actually 2 different shades. It's a real heathery colour. It's kind of pinky, aubergine, purpley, yeah, when you get it from real life. Anyway, I bought 5 balls because I think I must have intended to knit it or something in the first place, but never did. You know me and knitting, I do it now and again, sporadically. So because I didn't have a pattern, oh hello, because I didn't have a pattern, I just started doing, you know, the simple shell stitch. So I just chained on, measured it, and it will be a sweater for winter. Because I've got some trousers that are like woolly trousers that have this colour in them. And I have some 2 skirts that have got this in them. You know, wintry woolly skirts, which I've now put away because I swapped over. I put the long dresses that I wear in the winter with the long sleeves, put those away, and put the skirts that are warmer, put those away. But I'm going to take my time doing this, you know, because I don't need it until the winter. So that's what I'm doing with that. But of course, when I come to look, I thought, oh, I haven't got enough. I haven't got enough. I need another couple of balls, yeah. Because I'd only bought 5. I've already done 1 into it, and it's going to take at least 2 to do the back, 2 for the front. So that's like 4 gone, which leaves me 1 ball for 2 sleeves. So that's a bit impossibility, yeah. So I went on to Wool Warehouse to order 2 more. But, you know, you can't, it's rude, isn't it, to just order 2 balls, what you want. It's just rude, isn't it? So, I ordered a Stylecraft Special in a lovely, it's called Jade, I think. No, teal, I beg his pardon, it's called teal. So I ordered this so I can make another sweater. Whether I will actually knit it or not is, you know, jury's out. I would like to knit one actually, because not a winter. We're talking, you know, just a plain sweater. I've got patterns in the shed, but I can't be bothered going and looking for them. And I did look online, but everything's top down. Everything's on a circular needle and top down. And you know my feelings about knitting on worms. Can't do it. I cannot knit free at all. Save my life, can't do it. I have to knit with a needle under my arm. It's the way I was taught. Heck, I'm 77. I learned to knit at 5. You can't undo 72 years in your brain of knitting one way. Yeah, you can't. I've tried knitting free and my tension's all over the place and it's so slow, in, over, through, off, in, over, through, off. I mean, I've watched people knitting with these like circularly and then it's so slow with them and I'm like, for goodness sake, get it on your arm. The only one who knits like that I do, that I know of, is Ephraim. Hi Ephraim, if you watch. He knits the same. He calls it pit knitting. I'm pit knitting. So I don't know when this will get knitted. It may be a while before I started. And I say I may knit it. I've not really used my new Knit Pro needles yet. So, you know, it would be a chance to use those, wouldn't it? Yeah. So, well, I don't know whether there's much else to tell you. We had company this morning. Some friends of my sons and daughter-in-law came with a beautiful, huge camper van. I'm glad we don't have one that large. It would absolutely fill the driveway. We'd never have anything else on it except that. But it did look a nice size, you know. Family size, hint. Not that we will ever have the money to, you know, but it would be big enough for all of us to go, you know what I mean. I'm still hoping to visit Sue, although she has been in Anglesey this week. Her daughter has bought a caravan, or I don't know if she's bought it, rented it or what. But anyway, there was a caravan in Anglesey. So she's been down there for a few days, you know, doing a bit of chilling and that. She said the weather's been gorgeous, so Anglesey is beautiful if the weather is great. Not that clever if it rains, but it's beautiful. My bridesmaid, I haven't been in touch with her for many, many years because sadly I lost the last letter that she sent me, where that she'd said that she'd retired, well, her and her husband had retired, and they'd moved from Nottingham and they'd gone to live permanently in their country cottage or their holiday cottage in Anglesey. They'd had it upgraded and had an extension put on it, you know, and made it into their proper home, if you know what I mean. But I've lost the address. They're not on Facebook, they're not anywhere, I just can't find them. So, sad, isn't it, that you lose touch with people. I found her photographs and I found a letter but had a Nottingham address. So you can't exactly say, send a letter to the Nottingham address saying, do you know where your people who had the house before you moved to? I suppose there's a chance that they might, but there's also a chance that the house may have changed hands a couple of times since then, you know. It's sad when you lose touch with people. Yeah. I've actually got in touch with, well, I call her my cousin. She's actually my cousin's, well, my late cousin, I should say, my late cousin's husband's niece. But she's family to me, you know what I mean. She went off to be a police officer down in London, but of course she's retired by now. You never think of people being older, do you? I still think of her as being a young slip of a thing, but she's obviously of age to retire. I think they retire at 55 in the police. Anyway, I managed to get in touch with her. The reason being that sadly she's got divorced and she went back to her maiden name. Yay, found her! So I was supposed to be meeting up with her and her mum, who is 90, sometime very, very soon. So, you know, hope. Yeah. When I was talking with my friend, one of my friends at the cafe, she was saying that she was thinking of going shares in a property in Portugal with a great friend of hers. And I'm going, yes, yes, yes. I'll get a passport. I'll come with you. You know, but that's in the future. Obviously it won't be this year. So, I'm not invested in a passport unless I know I'm going somewhere. You know, it's, what, £80, £90? I don't know how much they are now. But it's a terrific amount of money to lay out if you know you're not going anywhere, isn't it, you know? So I'm sort of still watching the pennies, you know, selling everything I possess. I have got a lot of dresses that are way too big for me now that I'm going to put on eBay. I did put a picture and somebody said, oh, what's your eBay? You know, but don't get excited because they're not on there yet. Maybe Tuesday when the family go out, if my son is working Tuesday and my daughter-in-law goes out, I have the house to myself so I can make a bit of a mess, you know, I did take some photographs actually, but they're not very good with the detail. I didn't take them very well. Some are okay, but some of them, you know, they're not showing the dresses off to their full potential. And if you're putting things on eBay, you need them to look as best as they can, you know, not a fuzzy picture. I don't know why they look a fuzzy picture, but because normally they don't with this camera. Normally everything's spot on. Maybe it was me, because I didn't use the tripod. I used, you know, holding it. Maybe I had a bit of a woo when I was taking the pictures, you know, a bit of a handshake that you don't really notice. I don't mean a big handshake. I mean a, you know, slight wobble that you don't realise you're doing, you know. And also it was a very, very hot day when I was taking the photographs, and my back was having one of its days, so it wasn't the best day in the world to do them. So I had to keep sitting down. And taking photographs from a seated position is not always the best angle, is it? You know what I'm saying? So we shall have another go. I will let you know if and when I put them on eBay, if anybody in the UK is interested. My parcel to the US is still stuck. It's just not even left the UK. And the thing is, you cannot speak to anybody these days. All you get is automated. I went into the post office and I said to her, do you have any access more than I do, you know, to find out why this parcel is still stuck there and it's not moved, yeah? Is there a problem? What is it or anything? And all you get is there is some delay in international, you know, sending things internationally. That's all you get. You don't get the why, you don't get the wherefore, you don't get the is it going to be resolved very soon, you don't get anything. You just get automated. Cannot speak to anybody. You can't make a claim or say anything about it until 25 days has gone past, and at the moment we're up to 10. It's 10 days since it was posted and it's still stuck in this depot somewhere. The lady at the post office says, don't worry about it, I'm sure it'll all be fine, but it's very panicking. You know, when you send, I don't know how many cardigans in this big, big parcel to the US, and you're panicking in case it's lost or it's burst open or something's happened. She said, oh, don't worry, if anything had happened to it, they'd let you know. And I thought, well, they didn't when a parcel got lost in the UK. Admittedly, it was only some wool. And I had to refund it because I don't know where that went. We never found out. It had my return address on it, it had everything on it. And I know she never got it because it never said delivered, you know. So I don't know where that went. That is still stuck somewhere. Or it burst open and somebody took the wool over to the mum, you know. I don't know what happened to it. But I'm just hoping that all these crochet jackets and that I've sent to America are not floating around somewhere being worn by somebody who works at the airport, you know. I know it's wrong to be like that, but this day and age you are, aren't you? You're very sort of, not suspicious, but, you know, you think the worst, don't you, of things, you know, you're like, oh, yeah, oh, just seen a pair of little rabbits, oh, not real rabbits, just a little pot, lot of little rabbits sitting on the fence over there. Trish must have bought them somewhere and put them over there. And I thought, oh, little rabbits. We did look round a lovely shop in Affinity that sells gifts and that. And they have these big sort of garden type ornaments and that, but oh gosh, the prices. You know, and I'm thinking, oh, they're very nice, but, you know, like £50, £75. I'm in the process of trying to save up to go on holiday, not to spend £50 on a garden ornament, you know. Oh, I need to go and look in the charity shop, see if somebody's bunged a few in there, you know. Although I can't see them putting a big garden on. A little gnome maybe, but not a big garden on. But you never know. When I get to Prestwich, and I get into Manchester and I get into Bury, they have gazillions of charity shops in Bury. Every other shop seems to be a charity shop in Bury. I'm not saying I will buy a load of clothes because I'm getting rid of a load of clothes, but I'm looking for bits, pieces. And also if I get into Manchester to buy things, I cannot buy buttons anywhere here. There's a lady on the market that sells a few buttons, but they're usually little tiny buttons, and she has them just thrown in a big box in little plastic bags. Quite frankly, I get bored just sort of sorting through them, trying to find something. So I have to order all my buttons online, which is a bit maddening. I mean, these don't really go, which I put on here. I would have preferred a plain bottle green button, but I didn't have any in the shed, so I had to put these. Still, never mind. Once the fastened and I'm wear, if I do wear it, whether I'll keep it or not, I don't know. But people are just not prepared to pay for your time, your effort. Somebody sent me a cutting to a granny square jacket, $965, I think it was, or $900 and something dollars, $985. I sold one of mine for £100. And I sold the last one for £70. Bear in mind how many weeks it took me to do all those granny squares. Crochet them all together, darning all the ends, yeah? And the wool alone, I used Boho Spirit, which isn't cheap. It's about £5 a ball, and I used about 6 balls, I think, in the whole jacket, as well as all the black that went round it. So you don't, it's soul destroying, People have said, oh, yeah. I had one lady ask me once, a long time ago, would I make one with white base. So I quoted her a price. She only wanted a shorty jacket, and I think I quoted her, at the time, we're going back a few years, I think I quoted her at the time about £45. And she went, how much? She said, I don't mind paying for the main colour, the white. She said, but surely you're using all your bits and bobs apparently in the middle. I said, hang on a minute. I said, I had to buy all the bits and bobs in the first place. She goes, oh, well, I'm a student and I can't afford that. She said, I'm sure my granny could make one. And I said, well, I suggest you go and ask your granny. I said, because I'm not lowering the price. I said, it's £45 plus the postage. Take it or leave it. Anyway, needless to say, I never heard from her again. But I thought, the cheek of it. I only want to pay for the main colour. You're using all your bits and bobs up in the middle, aren't you? I don't mind what colours you use, she said. Any of your oddments will do in the middle. Oh, yes, I'm full of great ideas like that. I could get millions of customers, well, hundreds of customers if I did that. I mean, I do get asked quite over and over again, will you make one of those for me? And I always say, no, I'm not making for people at the minute, because I know that they'd just faint if I asked them a price, yeah. It's a bit, Because unfortunately, some people at the knit club make things for other people within the knit club, and just charge them for the wool. Yeah. So it means when I come along, I look as though I'm being mean. A load of scrabbling going on. Don't know whether it's the dogs or whether people have come in. It's the family come back, so that's my hint to say goodbye. I will speak to you all very, very soon. Bye for now.